Welcome back. In part 1, we opened the door to the present moment. We began to understand that now is not just a concept, but the very essence of life itself. But what lies beyond that door? What happens when we step fully into the now, leaving behind the constant noise of the mind? In this part, we go deeper, into the silence, into the space between thoughts, into the true self that exists beyond identity, time, and fear. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, I highly recommend starting there. And if you're ready to go deeper into this journey, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next chapters of this life-changing book, The Power of Now. This is part 2. Let's begin. Chapter 4. Mind Strategies for Avoiding the Now, the Mind's Escape Tactics. The mind doesn't like to be present. It will do anything to keep you out of the now. It wants to drag you into the past or the future because that's where it feels comfortable. In Chapter 4, Tolle reveals how the mind uses all sorts of clever strategies to avoid being in the present moment. The mind thrives on time. It's always planning, worrying, analyzing, and thinking about what's next. It creates stories, fears, and desires that prevent you from truly experiencing life as it is, right now. Time, the mind's illusion. Tolle explains that time, as we know it, is an illusion. The mind has created the concept of time to keep us trapped. We believe the past is important, the future is where we'll find fulfillment, and the present is just a fleeting moment. But here's the shocking truth. The only real moment is the now. The past is gone and the future is never guaranteed. Time is simply a mental construct. The more you identify with it, the more you get sucked into the endless cycle of thinking and stress. You start to feel like time is running out, you're behind, or you need to hurry up. But living in this constant rush, always trying to keep up with time, keeps you from the only place that matters, the present moment. Living with a future focus. One of the biggest tricks the mind plays is convincing us that we'll be happy or fulfilled someday. It tells us that we need to achieve something, reach a goal, or have something in the future to feel at peace. But in doing this, we ignore the truth. Happiness and fulfillment are available in the present, right now. This future-focused mindset keeps us trapped in the illusion of time. We spend so much energy planning for something that might not even happen, and in the process, we miss out on the joys and peace of the present moment. Instead of chasing happiness, what if you could just be happy now, in the moment? This is where true freedom begins. The role of the ego. The ego is a major player in the mind strategy to avoid the now. It thrives on identity, on creating a story about who you are, where you've been, and where you're going. The ego loves to live in the past and future because it can create a sense of control there. In the present, the ego can't exist. The ego needs time to define itself. When you're truly present, you step out of the ego's grip. You stop defining yourself by your past experiences or your future goals. Instead, you just are. And in that space of simply being, you experience a deep sense of peace that the mind and ego can't touch. The mind's constant distractions. Another tactic the mind uses to avoid the now is distraction. The mind is constantly seeking something to fill its time, whether it's work, entertainment, social media, or even worries. The mind tries to keep you distracted, so you don't realize that the present moment is where true peace lies. Think about how often you're distracted in a day, scrolling through your phone, watching TV, or even having conversations where you're not really listening, just thinking about what you're going to say next. These distractions pull you away from the present moment and reinforce the mind's grip on your attention. The more you practice being present, the less you need these distractions. You realize that the constant noise of the mind isn't necessary to experience life. You can simply be here now with everything you need right in front of you. Breaking free from mind strategies. So how do you stop the mind from distracting you and pulling you out of the now? It starts with awareness. The moment you notice your mind is drifting, acknowledge it, observe it. You're not trying to control it or stop it, just simply noticing when it happens. Instead of getting lost in the future or the past, bring your focus back to the present. Feel your body, listen to the sounds around you, take in the sights. When you do this, you interrupt the mind's cycle of distraction and bring yourself back to the only moment that matters, the now. The key message from Chapter 4 is this: the mind is constantly trying to avoid the present moment. It uses time, the ego, and distractions to keep you from fully experiencing life as it is. But once you recognize these strategies, you can stop them in their tracks. You can step into the present and free yourself from the grip of the mind. Chapter 5. The State of Presence. What is presence? By now, you may be starting to understand what presence truly means. But let's dive deeper. What does it actually feel like to be present? To be in the now without being caught up in thoughts, distractions, or emotional pain. Presence is a state of pure awareness, being fully engaged with the present moment without any mental or emotional interference. It's not something you do, it's something you are. When you're present, you're not lost in your thoughts or worries about the future. You simply are in a state of complete clarity and peace. The shift from doing to being. Most of us live in a world where doing is celebrated. We're constantly working, achieving, planning, and moving from one task to the next. But the truth is, being is just as important, if not more so, than doing. In fact, when you make the shift from constantly doing to simply being, you'll experience life in a completely different way. Being doesn't mean doing nothing. It means experiencing life as it is, in this moment, without resistance or distraction. You can be present in any situation, whether you're working, walking, or even sitting in silence. The key is to drop the need to constantly do and simply be here. The power of acceptance. One of the most profound aspects of presence is acceptance. When you are truly present, you accept what is happening in the moment without trying to change it or escape from it. This doesn't mean you have to like everything that's happening, but you stop resisting it. Resistance creates tension, stress, and suffering. Acceptance, on the other hand, brings peace. For example, if you're stuck in traffic, being present means accepting the situation as it is. Instead of getting frustrated and thinking about how much you hate the traffic, you can simply be with the moment. Feel the stillness, notice your breath, and let go of the desire to control the situation. When you do this, the stress melts away and you find peace, even in a stressful situation. Living in a state of presence. Living in a state of presence means letting go of the past and the future and fully embracing the now. But how do you do that in your everyday life? It's simple. By practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness means bringing your full attention to whatever you're doing, whether it's eating, walking, or just breathing. When you eat, notice the taste, texture, and smell of the food. When you walk, feel the ground beneath your feet. When you breathe, pay attention to each inhale and exhale. By fully engaging with these simple moments, you can cultivate presence in your life. And the more you practice, the more natural it becomes to live in a state of presence, moment by moment. The ego and presence. The ego cannot survive in a state of presence. The ego is constantly worried about the past and the future, trying to define who you are based on external achievements, relationships, or possessions. But when you are fully present, there's no room for the ego to exist. You simply are, without the need for validation or approval. This is why being present is so powerful. It cuts through the illusion of the ego and brings you back to your true self. When you are present, you are free from the ego's demands. You are free from the need to compare yourself to others, to prove your worth, or to live up to some image of who you think you should be. The joy of being present. One of the most beautiful things about presence is the joy it brings. When you are truly present, you experience life with a deep sense of gratitude and wonder. Even the smallest things, like the sound of birds singing, the warmth of the sun, or the feel of a cool breeze, become sources of joy. This joy isn't dependent on external circumstances. It's an inner joy that comes from simply being. The more you embrace the present moment, the more you realize that joy is always available to you, regardless of what's happening around you. The main takeaway from Chapter 5 is this: presence is the key to freedom. It's the key to peace, joy, and living life in its fullest expression. By letting go of the past and future and embracing the present moment, you access a state of pure being that is beyond thought, beyond ego, and beyond stress. Chapter 6, The Inner Body. The Inner Body, a gateway to the now. Now, let's talk about a profound practice that Tolle introduces in Chapter 6, the inner body. What is the inner body? It's the living energy field within you, the aliveness that flows through you, beneath your skin, and in every cell of your body. It's the deeper, felt experience of your own being. When you shift your attention from your mind to your body, you connect with the present moment in a powerful way. You stop living in your head and start experiencing life through your body. And this isn't just about physical sensations, it's about feeling the presence and aliveness within you. Why the inner body matters. So why is the inner body important? The inner body is like a bridge between your mind and the present moment. The mind tends to be lost in thoughts, future worries, and past memories. But the body is always in the now. Your breath, your heartbeat, the sensation of your hands touching something, these are always happening in the present. When you consciously feel the inner body, you stop identifying with your thoughts and start connecting with the pure experience of life itself. You move from the mental chatter to the quiet, still aliveness that resides within. How to feel the inner body. So, how do you begin to feel the inner body? It's simple. Start by focusing on one part of your body, like your hands or feet. Close your eyes and tune in to how they feel. Can you sense the energy flowing through your hands or feet? Can you feel the subtle aliveness within? It's like you're becoming more aware of the inner life force that's always there, even if you weren't paying attention to it before. Once you've connected with one part of your body, move your awareness through other parts. Your chest, your arms, your legs. It might feel strange at first, but with practice, you'll start to feel more grounded in your body and more connected to the now. The body and presence. Tolle emphasizes that when you are fully in touch with your body, you are naturally present. The body can't live in the past or the future, it can only live in the moment. So, by being aware of your inner body, you're practicing presence. And this simple practice can be a game changer in how you experience your day-to-day life. For example, when you're walking, don't just walk with your mind. Tune in to the sensation of your feet touching the ground. Feel the movement of your body with each step. When you eat, focus on the taste, texture, and smell of the food, rather than thinking about what happened earlier or what's coming next. The power of the breath. One of the best ways to connect with your inner body is through your breath. Your breath is always with you, and it's one of the easiest ways to bring yourself back into the present moment. When you take a deep breath, you immediately anchor yourself in the here and now. You can even use your breath as a tool to help you feel your inner body more deeply. Take a few slow, mindful breaths and notice how your body reacts. Feel your chest rise and fall, your belly expand and contract. Breathe into the different parts of your body, bringing awareness and energy to each area, releasing tension and stress. When we're disconnected from our bodies, we often carry stress and tension without realizing it. You might have tight shoulders, clenched fists, or a tight jaw without even knowing it. But by practicing awareness of your inner body, you can release this tension. When you feel tension building up, simply notice it. Bring your awareness to that part of your body. Breathe into it. As you do, the tension begins to melt away. This practice helps you become more relaxed and present, reducing stress and anxiety. The I, inner body as a source of peace. The inner body is also a powerful source of peace. The more you connect with it, the more you realize that peace isn't something external. It's always within you. It's part of your essence. The moment you stop identifying with your thoughts and begin to feel your body, you experience a deep sense of calm, stillness, and contentment. Tolle encourages us to make the inner body our primary source of focus. When you feel the energy of your body, you become less attached to the distractions of the mind. You experience a state of presence that's peaceful, grounded, and fully alive. So here's the key message from Chapter 6. The inner body is an incredible tool for living in the present moment. By connecting with the aliveness inside you, you can shift your focus from your thoughts to the here and now. This practice not only brings you peace, but also deepens your experience of life. In this part, we've gone deeper into the stillness, touched the space beyond the mind, and begun to experience the presence that lives within us all. But the journey is far from over. In part 3, we'll explore the roots of pain and suffering, and how the ego quietly shapes our reality. So if you're finding value in this journey, don't forget to subscribe. Your presence here means everything. Like, comment, and stay connected. And if you missed part 1, make sure to go back and watch it, because every moment of the power of now builds on the last. Stay present, stay aware, and I'll see you in part 3.